Hey Kelly, so just wanted to ask you, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, thanks for asking.
Um, you mentioned on the phone that you're having some anxiety issues. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm having a lot of problems with anxiety lately.
Could you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Well, I've had anxiety for a long time, probably since like middle school, junior high, and it wasn't as bad in high school, but in undergrad, it kind of affected me a lot. And now that I'm in a master's program, I'm having a lot of anxiety.
Okay, I understand. Could you elaborate on how it affected you when you were in your undergraduate?
Had a lot of trouble concentrating in my classes, and there were a couple classes that I ended up failing or dropping out of. When one I failed, just I couldn't concentrate and had no motivation to go to the class because the class gave me so much anxiety. And yeah, I didn't really ever talk to anyone about it, so it kind of just kept affecting me, and I didn't really find any ways to deal with it then. And then when I graduated, I was out of school for a year, so I didn't really have that much anxiety because I didn't have any school related stuff to do. And yeah, now that I'm in my master's program, I'm having a lot of anxiety again.
And just to reflect back on it, you said that you've been having this since your undergraduate career. How did you maintain to finish your degree since you're having dealing with anxiety and you couldn't talk to anybody else about it?
Well, it took me longer than it should have to graduate because I had to retake the classes that I failed and dropped out of because of my anxiety. So I really didn't find a way to deal with it. I just kind of still had it, still had anxiety on when I was taking tests. And there were a couple times where I talked to the teacher on tests that I did bad, and some of them let me do extra credit. So that just helped my grade, but I didn't really have anything that helped my anxiety.
I understand. Well, the thing is, at least that you, even though you failed your classes, you ended up going back, taking the courses, and finishing up those courses, and ending up finishing up your degree. Just so I can get back to Ford. Um, Now this anxiety has built so much upon you that now it's affecting your program that you're currently in.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, could you elaborate on what kind of program you're in?
I'm in a speech pathology program, so it's like a 2 year program. This is my first semester, and I'm in the middle of the semester right now. And next semester, I'm gonna start having clients that I give therapy to. I'll be supervised in the clinic at the school.
Mhm.
Oh, and it's at UCF
Okay.
in Orlando.
Okay. And okay, congratulations by the way
Thank
for
you.
the program. Also, you said that you are also currently working as well.
Yeah, I work. I was working full time before I got into the program, and now I'm working part time just because I have classes and stuff during the day, so I can't work full time anymore.
How is that switch from the full time to the part time? Do you feel like it has helped with the program as the anxiety level?
Not really, because since I work
Hmm.
part time still, I work 25 hours a week, and I it takes up the time that I should be doing my homework. So it kind of adds to my anxiety.
Okay, yeah, definitely. That can be a loadsome, especially with school and work. You also said, just to clarify, that you're taking practicals this semester or you're taking it next
Next
semester?
semester.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, so now that your work is part-time, do you feel that because of work, your anxiety is getting higher, or is it because of school that your anxiety is getting higher?
I would say because of school, my anxiety is getting higher because like I have some anxiety because of work, just because it's a lot to handle. But It's more because of school that I have anxiety.
Can you elaborate on what anxiety do you feel when you're at school or because of school?
Um, Sometimes I'll just feel like I have trouble breathing, where my throat feels like it's closing up a little, and nothing like too extreme, but it's just like I'm like short of breath a little, and just like trouble concentrating. I don't feel like doing anything because I can't concentrate on what I'm supposed to be concentrating on, and that stresses me out even more. So,
So you're feeling physical symptoms because of your anxiety,
yeah.
and those physical symptoms are shortness of breath and what else did you say?
Sometimes I get stomach aches too, and yeah, stomach aches and shortness of breath and headaches. I get a lot of headaches too, and I can't concentrate.
Hmm. So since that's very unfortunate. Since you've been feeling these physical symptoms, have you done anything yourself to help cope these symptoms, your anxiety?
Sometimes I'll work out. Sometimes I'll go out for a run with my dog, but I can't always do that every day because sometimes I go to school and then I go to work after I go to work, then I go to school. So sometimes I don't get home till like 10 o'clock at night and I don't have time to go for a workout or a run that late.
Yeah, because the next day you have to wake up for work or school.
Yeah, I
Okay.
wake up pretty early, so
Yeah, that is a lot to come back from work and school and try to exercise or work out.
yeah.
It's kind of a lot. Um, even when you said you did exercise or um, work out and run with your dog, did you feel like doing those type of exercises like helped with your anxiety or
It helps a little,
like
when
what would you say was the best?
probably running with my dog. It just like kind of takes it off my mind. Yeah, I don't think about it when I'm working out or afterwards for a little while. So,
Okay, and that's good. Yeah, maybe you should try to see if you could start running with your dog more before you go to sleep, just 30 minutes before or something.
yeah.
Do you feel like since you've been back into the school system, do you feel like your anxiety is higher at certain points than other times?
Yeah, like when it's around test time, I get more anxiety, or if I have a lot of things due at once, sometimes I just get overwhelmed and forget to do certain things, and yeah.
Can you elaborate more on what do you mean you forget to do things?
Like I'll forget an assignment, or like all of a sudden I'll realize like, oh, you have a test in a couple days, and it's like I just don't remember dates and stuff like that well.
So, because of work and school, because of work and because of your work and school, it's starting to affect your organizational skills.
Yeah, used to think I was organized, but it seems like when I'm in school, I lose track of a lot of things and lose track of important dates and deadlines, and I missed a deadline at work on something that was important, so now it's affecting my anxiety, starting to affect my performance at work.
Yeah, that's unfortunate to hear. Especially so much stuff being built up on you that you're starting to lose focus on other things as well. Um, you said that you thought you were organized. Could you elaborate on that? What did you mean?
Well, my house is really organized, and I never used to really miss deadlines at work, and now I'm starting to miss deadlines and lose track of important things.
Okay. Besides school, do you feel like besides school and work, do you feel like you handle your anxiety better, better than outside of school and work?
Um, well, I have some anxiety like towards my family with my family because they put a lot of pressure on me to succeed and do well in school, and they don't seem to understand that it's hard to balance school and work. So that's the only other part of my life that the anxiety is hard to handle.
What yeah, that can be tough. A lot of parents don't seem to understand the other perspective. Could you elaborate more on what your parents like say or do
Well,
to
my parents live
give
out
you?
of state, so they don't really do anything, but it's more though what they say. They'll say things like, "Oh, you should be working more," or if I don't get a good enough grade, they still tell me like, "Oh, well, you should have studied more." And when I'm just relaxing, they tell me, "Oh, shouldn't you be studying or be working?" So it's like they don't think that I ever need time to just relax and sit around and do nothing.
Yeah, that that's definitely annoying. I can definitely see where you're coming from. You just to reflect back, you said you mentioned that they're from out of state.
Yeah, I'm originally from Chicago, so I moved down here to go to USF for my undergrad, and now I'm here in Orlando for my master's.
How do you? Okay, wow, that's So you've been to University of South Florida and then the University of Central Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how do you feel like the school support system is compared to the two now that you've been in USF for 3 to 4 years and now you're here at UCF and you're doing a 2 year program,
A
correct?
two-year program.
How do you feel like your school support system is? How do you use it?
I feel like am I teachers supporting me and stuff like that?
Teachers, students,
It's
staff.
The staff in my program supports me pretty well. They're always offering uh, advice and resources to use, but I kind of think that they forget that we're still human and that we need time. Like they'll all schedule a deadline right around each other, and it's like they forget that they were in our shoes once and how it feels to be in our shoes.
Yeah, yeah, that I can definitely see where you're coming from. How about work? How is that any different now that you since you've been in the program?
It's not really much different. My boss is really supportive, and she was really excited when I got into the program. And she just wanted me to stay, even if I'm part time, because they're understaffed at the school I work at. So she was just willing. I mean, she would be willing to have me there 10 hours a day. She really likes me and wants me there. So
Have you felt? Well, that's good to hear that your boss is very understanding and supportive, and I'm glad that she can work with you in order to help make sure that your school uh, isn't affected because of your work. Has that started taking a toll already? The work and the school performance. How are your grades so far in the middle of the semester?
my grades are okay. They're like B's right now, and usually I'm an A student, so my anxiety is definitely affecting my grades because usually I do so well, but I'm having trouble focusing. So my grades have started to slip, and like I told you, my work now my performance at work is slipping too. So
Since since your work and your school is starting to both be affected just because of the overload, have you ever considered talking to your boss again and trying to figure out if there's any way you can work around with it? Since she did give you from a full time to a part time job, is there any? Would that be an option for you to talk to her? Maybe
yeah,
she could help you out.
yeah, I'm sure she would be supportive. I mean, I know she just wants me there, so I know she's willing to work around whatever I need to do. So I'm sure I could talk to her about it.
And have you mentioned anything like this to your professors?
No, not really. I don't know them that well yet, so I'm not like comfortable talking about it, I guess, with them.
Yeah, that's true. But take into consideration that you don't want your school to be affected because of your work, and your work and school be affecting your health. So
Yeah.
you have to take that into consideration. Um, so today seemed like we reflected on everything you needed to talk about with anxiety. Is there anything else that we need to talk about?
No, I think
Okay, so I think we have something to work with the next session. You mentioned that you're lacking some type of organizational skills, so maybe in the next session we can work on that. And is there anything else I can help you out with today?
That's all today.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too.
Bye bye.